The Girl and Her Moon. Once upon a time, in a village nestled between towering mountains and vast fields of wildflowers, there lived a young girl named Lyra. From the moment she was born, Lyra was enchanted by the moon. Her mother would often tell stories of how, as a baby, she would reach out her tiny fingers toward the night sky as though trying to hold the moon in her grasp. As Lyra grew, so did her bond with the celestial body. Every night, after the village had gone to sleep, she would sneak out of her small cottage, climb the hill behind it, and sit under an ancient oak tree. She would gaze at the moon, watching its phases, whispering her thoughts, dreams, and even her fears into the night. And the moon, it seemed, would listen. One particularly bright night, with the full moon hanging low in the sky, Lyra noticed something strange. The moon appeared larger, closer than it ever had before. Its glow bathed the entire hill in silver, and it felt as if the world around her had disappeared, leaving just her and the moon. As she watched in awe, a soft voice like the wind echoed around her. "Lyra," it whispered. Startled, she looked around, but there was no one in sight. "Lyra," the voice called again, this time more distinct, gentle yet powerful. Who's there?" she stammered, her heart racing. "It is I, your moon," the voice replied, causing Lyra's heart to skip a beat. "The moon? How can you speak?" she asked, incredulously, standing up and staring at the glowing orb above. The moon shimmered, its light pulsing slightly. "I have always spoken, dear one, but only to those who truly listen." Lyra, mesmerized, sank back down beneath the oak tree. "Why have you never spoken to me before?" "I have watched over you your whole life, Lyra. You have always been special to me, but tonight is different. Tonight the bond between us has grown stronger. There is something you must do," the moon said softly. Lyra frowned, her curiosity piqued. "What is it?" "There is a darkness spreading, not here on Earth but far away in the skies," the moon explained. "A shadow is creeping across the stars, threatening to dim their light. If the stars fade, the world below will lose its magic, and I will lose my glow." Lyra gasped, her hand covering her mouth. "And what can I do? I'm just a girl." "You are more than you realize," the moon responded. "You have a power within you, Lyra. The same light that connects me to you burns brightly in your heart. You must journey to the heavens, confront the darkness, and restore the stars' light." The girl trembled at the thought, yet a strange determination filled her. She had always felt different, always felt like her destiny was entwined with something greater than herself. "How do I get there?" she asked, her voice steady despite her fear. A beam of light shone down from the moon, wrapping around her like a warm embrace. "Close your eyes," the moon said, "and let your heart guide you." Lyra obeyed, feeling the light lift her from the ground. The wind swirled around her, and when she opened her eyes, she found herself floating in a sea of stars. The earth was far below her, and the moon hung close, its gentle face watching her. Before her, a vast shadow loomed, creeping toward the stars. It was thick and suffocating, and Lyra felt a chill run through her, but she remembered the moon's words, and the light was inside her. Taking a deep breath, she reached into her heart, imagining the warmth of the moon's glow filling her entire body. Slowly, her skin began to shimmer and a radiant light burst forth from her, cutting through the darkness. The shadow recoiled, hissing and writhing, but Lyra stood firm. She held her arms out wide, pouring her light into the sky. One by one, the stars began to twinkle again, their brightness restored. The darkness shrieked and scattered, retreating into the far corners of the universe, and soon the sky was ablaze with light once more. Exhausted, Lyra floated gently back down to earth, landing beneath the oak tree where her journey had begun. The moon— "You did it," the moon whispered. "The stars are safe, and so am I, thanks to you." Lyra smiled, her heart full. "I didn't know I had that kind of power." "You always have," the moon replied. "And you always will." From that night on, Lyra knew she was never alone. The bond between her and the moon was unbreakable, and whenever she looked up at the night sky, she felt the moon's watchful presence, guiding her, protecting her, and reminding her that even the smallest of us can hold great power within. And so every night Lyra would still visit the hill, but now she did so with a quiet confidence, knowing that she and the moon shared a destiny as bright as the stars above. The end.